BEERRUN, beer run. BEERRUN, beer run. All we need is a 10 and a 5 or a car and a key and a sober driver. BEERRUN, beer run.
Eric. You thought you were smooth, changing your password? Heck, I bet you thought you were going to get in and upload a brew review today, didn't you? But your plans have been thwarted again. And this time I didn't even need Salty Shellback to help me get in. He has his own secret Asian man skills, and I'll give him credit for that. But I didn't need his help. What you're looking at here right now is an overweight Sherlock Holmes. That's right. So all I had to do is get down in front of my computer. Okay, I'm Eric. What would I change my password to? And I typed the very first thing that came to my mind. And I got right in. So, yeah. And you'll need some CIA ciphering code. You need to know, Eric, if I can't have you, no one will. But anyway, I'm busting in here to this channel to do a beer review on a beer I don't think Eric's reviewed yet. And it's by Left Hand Brewing Company. And as you could tell by the title, this is their Milk Stout. It's got a cool looking label here, all purpley and creamy. And if you look real close, you know, there's a lot of like subliminal stuff in you know, marketing. If you look here, the cow's face looks kind of nervous. And you see there's like these purple handprints all over the cow, as if Eric had snuck off to the barnyard at night, and right after he got done, you know, painting his yoga room purple, he was slapping those cows. And this one, you know, this one's scared. Moo means no, Eric. Just remember, moo means no. So anyway, I'm going to review this beer. And I'm going to use a glass right here. Looks kind of funky, but this glass was designed, I think, by Left Hand Brewing and Rogue. And they designed it particularly for certain beers, and I know Left Hand wanted to help design this glass just for their Milk Stout. So we shall see if it's a gimmick or if there's some truth to it. Alright, nice dark stout. Plenty of beige, dark cream colored head. And with the first whiff, you smell a milk stout. And I'm going to confess here, I've had this before, just not actually been analytical while I drank it. I just enjoyed it. So I do like this one. I've tried it before. But a little bit, if you don't know a lot about milk stouts, what makes it a milk stout, yeah, is that when they're making it, they introduce these milk sugars or lactose into the beer, and during the fermentation process, that sugar doesn't ferment, so it keeps this kind of creamy sweetness to it, which kind of, it doesn't taste like milk, but it, like, there's just this hint of cream, like real cream in there, and that's what you're smelling right off the bat. Yeah, I mean, it smells like, you know, stout, obviously. And the creamy milk sugar is the overwhelming smell. Smell a little bit of raisin. Oh yeah, and the labels on Left Hand Brewing Company are pretty good because they pretty much tell you all that you want to know. So this says enjoy between 50 and 55 degrees Fahrenheit, which is nice. And I think it also tells the alcohol percentage. Unless I am mistaken. I think it's 6%. Yeah. So anyway. Okay. Pretty creamy. And so, like I said, the milk sugar and then maybe the roasted malt or the kind of best descriptions of the smell. And yes, it tastes very creamy, and I like that. It says on there that it has a coffee flavor. I'm not really getting the coffee. Might be getting like a little bit of dark cocoa, not necessarily chocolate, but like that cocoa flavor. And that and the roasted malts could probably be perceived as like a hint of coffee. Pretty full-bodied, very silky mouthfeel. It goes down really smooth. No bitterness, but there is that roasted part. I guess it's a little bit of bitterness that you get right at the front and right at the end as you're exhaling and kind of tasting it on its way out. And I think the carbonation is fine. It's kind of moderate to low. Probably low carbonation. I know they make a nitro one, which I have not tried yet. I think Steve Bush has tried it. I have not tried it. This is the only left-hand milk stout I've tried, so I don't know if that makes it taste different or if it affects the pour, but this one is pretty good. I enjoy this beer. I think if you've not tried milk stout, this would be a good introduction to a milk stout. Some of them have a much higher alcohol percentage and some flavors that might be a little too foreign to the novice, the initiate, whatever you want to call them. But this one is... it's smooth. I think that's the best way to describe this. And for a stout, where there's not a level of dryness to it, but that creaminess kind of takes over, might be something for people who have disliked stout in the past because the only kind that they've tried has been like the imperial or the English styles that are very, very dry. Like I know a lot of Irish stouts are pretty dry, and some people are turned off by that. So this might be a change. This might be something that you might give a try. Pretty good overall. The last time I hacked in and did a beer review, of course, Eric, just being Eric, I'm all helpless, what can I do? I don't know what to do. And so he types this email, it's like 3 pages long, and he's telling me how I was doing it all wrong. Man, you're not doing it right. And I could tell, it was like, what were you looking at that camera? What's up with that? And you were giving your opinions, and And then he told me I need to go to this website, and I needed to do all my research and read all the comments and see what the experts say about this beer so that I could do it right. And I was like, I've never heard of this thing before. I was like, what the hell is Beer Advocate? I thought it was some, like, you know, strange marriage equality website, but I was wrong. But yeah, he goes on to say, you know, if you hack into this thing again, you need to do it right. You suck. This is a professional channel, and we're all business here, just like Eric's mullet. But anyway, yeah. So he said that's what I do on all my beer reviews. I go to this Beer Advocate website, and I take a lot of notes. I do all my reading, and then he has Ms. Bomey hold up cue cards right behind the camera, and he says, there, I can just enjoy the beer and just read off the cue cards. And I thought, that was a pretty good idea, but, you know, it just doesn't feel authentic to me. And then I remembered, you know, what do I know? I'm not semi-pro, so I have no cowbell. And the only phallic objects I got around are knives, firearms, and, you know, 50 cal bottle opener. That's all I got going for me here, you know. I don't have a crew. I don't have somebody, you know, off camera like, Eric, it's time, gotta get your hair ready for your beer review, you know. Hey guys, my mullet look cool on camera? I don't have a cue card lady. In matter of fact, he's probably got his daughter out there right off camera too, so before he hits record on the camera, you know, he's sitting there and the lights are on him and he's like, makeup, you know, and she's out there with a powder puff. Come on, Eric, we got to get that red out. Oh boy, you know, we all love you, Eric, and you know, we do this all in fun, and you know, hacking your online accounts is kind of considered a favorite pastime or a hobby for some people. Just like drinking beer. I do kind of like the design here on the glass. I don't know. There's something behind it about the shape and all that stuff, but it's a very thin glass. I wouldn't trust this in a dishwasher, and I know after about 5 or 6 of these things, if you bump this glass, it's gonna break. It's so thin. But I think the flavor may have been enhanced by this glass. Oh. That's a good milk stout. You know, and what else can I say about it other than, you know, I know Eric has his opinions, and I know he usually goes by what Beer Advocate says, but if I were to rate this thing, I would probably rate it at least a 9, because it's pretty much everything that you love in a stout, minus some of the things that you don't like in other milk stouts, if that makes any sense, which it may not. I was wondering, never thought about this until now. I wonder how much lactose or milk sugars are actually in this, you know, single bottle of this milk stout, because it's very obvious when you taste it, when you smell it, that there is lactose in here. And you know, what if someone tried it and they were lactose intolerant? It's just a thought that just kind of sped through my mind real quick. Wouldn't that be a sick joke? You got a buddy who's lactose intolerant. Hey man, let's drink some beer. Okay, and you pour him this. What is it? Oh, it's stout. It's like, oh, this is great. You know, 2 or 3 beers later, oh, oh. If you don't know this, if you don't have the misfortune of being lactose intolerant, some people's reaction is not unsimilar to IBS. And if you don't know what IBS is, just ask Eric. He'll tell you about it. It's not something that's enjoyable. But yeah, it'd be kind of mean. But you know, maybe there's not enough of this in, you know, of that in this beer to have an effect. But you know, just what if? You know, there's no warning label on there. It's not like, you know, warning, if you're lactose intolerant, this may cause explosive diarrhea with possibility of seeing blood. Who knows? Oh, I finished this one. I'm ready for another one. Well, my time's about done here. I think I've tortured Eric enough today. When I hacked into his account, you know, you can look to all the things he subscribed to, and he subscribed to some really weird channels here. It's like midgets and strange fetish things, and I was like, I felt dirtier every time I kept clicking on these channels. I'm like, you ever surf YouTube and like just out of the blue you're like, oh, I wonder if they have any videos on this, and then these suggested videos are next to it, and next thing you know you're kind of like going down this rabbit hole, and you know, next thing you know you're like looking at snuff films or some weird, horrid, you know, morbid act of violence or something, and you're just like, how did I get here? You know, people hurting themselves, or you know, someone rubbing ghost chilies in their eyeballs. That's how I felt when I was on Eric's channel here. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed yourself. I know I did. Eric, I'm going to go ahead and turn your account back over to you so that you can go on. And there's this one channel about how to apply makeup and stuff, and I forgot the channel's name, but anyway, you get back on there, you learn how to apply your eyeliner and all that good stuff, how to pluck, and I'll catch you later.